Hello folks, KnightmareFrame here, and it has been a while since I've done an AT educational video, so here goes. This video's topic is Stigma builds. I've dabbled in my Stigma setup in my older videos, but I would like to go into an in-depth one with this one. I will first start with my main overall solo PvP build, which I also use in PvE to tank. Now when I say solo build, I mean this increases a lot of defense and PvP defense, along with increased resists in certain areas, and it also allows great mobility. I use this in open world and in arenas, and sometimes when I'm lazy to change builds for Runatorium. This build has 3 defensive skills. 1. Being Id Shield, aka Kinetic Bulwark. 2. Magic Veil, aka Trauma Plate Trigger. And 3. Absorbing Reflector Shield, aka Leeching Steel. Now, first, when you as an AT activate your normal shield, it lasts long and gives a decent amount of defensive stats, but compared to Id Shield, it's obsolete. Id Shield is basically an AT's iron skin, but sadly it does not dispel any debuffs or dots. It consumes a lot less mana than its counterpart, because Mystic Shell drains a lot of your MP when you're attacked, or once you've taken too much damage, it disappears. So it's ideally better to use Id Shield if you have an opponent coming at you fully buffed, ready to attack, or when you're engaging a group of enemies. And also, did I forget to mention, it cannot be dispelled. Oh yes, you heard right. SMs and ATs cannot remove this shield. And when combined with Magic Veil, you basically take significantly less damage. Magic Veil is basically an AT's unwavering devotion, and nice extra features like increased parry. Yes, like the Gunner, the Aethehrtech is the second magic class to utilize a physical defensive skill, along with Fear Resist, Bind Resist, and increased PvP defense. So with Id Shield and Magic Veil, you're basically a beast for a few seconds. And to be an even bigger douche, you can activate Absorbing Reflector Shield. So Sins, Glads, Temps, Rangers, and Gunners, watch out. Because when you attack me with this buff active, your mana will be drained within an instant. These 3 skills are really helpful when you are PvPing solo and up against a heavy burst hitter. And the Vision Quick Recharge, aka Power Spike Trigger, is really helpful to keep your mana afloat and replenished, because the AT chows a lot of MP. You drain mana when taking damage and when dealing it as well. Your main magic boost buff, Increased Fighting Power, aka Stability Thrusters, consumes a lot of mana every few seconds once it's active. Even though it's an offensive buff, it also provides you with defensive stats as well. Now, as I said before, Increased Fighting Power is an offensive skill, but it's also a defensive one as well. Now, as it also increases your magic boost, it also gets rid of any attack speed debuffs. Example, from a Gunner, a Templar, a Chanter, or a Ranger. Even a Bard, actually, one of their skills. Yes, it removes all attack speed debuffs, and it also helps against the Chanter's Binding Word. I've been also getting some questions about my rotations. They've been asking me, hey dude, what are your rotations against, let's say against a Sork or an SM or whatever. To be honest, it all depends on how they buff up, you know? Example, I always start off with Cooling Wave. It's a nice frontal AoE, and it's a nice movement speed debuff, and it helps against classes with like an evasion skill. Let's say an SM pops his magic resist skill, Ranger, Gunner, or Assassin pop focused evasion, ether twisting, whatever. You pop that, and you know it gets rid of anything, and it has a short cooldown. Once you're done getting close, you know, lay on some nice debuffs: attack speed, reduce debuff, magical suppression, physical defense debuff, magic boost and attack, decrease debuff, silence, and root them. Never, please, AETHERTECH, if you're playing an AETHERTECH, please do not start off with the para root skill. Once you do that, you're instantly classified as a baddie. Please, take it from me, do not start off with that skill. And a nice way always to remove, let's say, focused evasion or ether twisting from an assassin, because they have a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean they have a lot of spell resist skills. So try to use your small and simple skills that have low cooldowns, like your taunt skill, cooling wave, or a bludgeoning, I forget the name, but something with a small cooldown. Do not use your main debuff skills. Keep those to lock them down. And then once you have them locked down, use your big hits. Idiom Fist, that's what I like to use when I lock them down. Hits hard, knocks them down, and boom, you can just wail on them. Okay, lastly, I would like to talk about the creativity system, how I set up my creation points, or essence, however you like to call them. Now, this is how I set it up. You don't necessarily have to set it up this way, or this is not the definite way how AETHERTECH should set it up, but this is how I like to build it up. Firstly, I went with knowledge and then with HP, because I like to play tanky, you know, take hits and still be able to hit back, you know. And thirdly, I increased my three huge hits, like huge damage skills. One being Idiom Fist, the other one being Two-Handed Strike, and the chain of Two-Handed Strike, Flame of Demolition. Demolition Man. And also my quick recharge skill, not quick recharge, and also my heal skill by 2 points. It's enough. And also with Earth transformation, you know, it's good in PvP. I always keep Earth transformation. I don't bother using the other one because it also helps in PvE when I tank. Okay guys, this was a simple, quick guide on the AETHERTECH in 5.0. This is my guide. I don't expect you to follow this guide. This is just to show you how I set it up with my stigmas and my creativity points. So if you thought this was helpful, please leave a like, subscribe, and if you thought I was missing anything, please feel free to comment. And as always, peace!